Hi everyone, Jen Roque here at stampcampwithjen.com. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Summerfield, Florida. I'm going to give everybody a couple minutes to try to join. I posted in my newsletter and on my Facebook page that I'm doing this free card class, and I know I had a lot of interest, so I want to give people a couple minutes to kind of hop on here before we get started. So when you join, feel free to let me know where you're watching from, what you're doing this weekend. I'd love to hear from you. I'm really excited about this, and I hope you are too. I can't wait. I see Diana's on. Welcome, Diana. Let's give people a couple more minutes and then we'll jump right into everything. So I'm doing this live tonight. This is something I'm gonna try for a few months and see how popular it becomes. Oh, Mom, Janine Nuttall, that's my mom, coming from her craft room. Hi, Mom. Oh, Janet from North Carolina, welcome. Watching until dinner's done. I get it, Diana. It's kind of a weird time for everybody. We just had dinner. What are you having? We had chicken enchiladas. What are you having for dinner? A couple more people joining. So I'm going to start doing this on the first Friday. I didn't do it on the first Friday this month just because I was still trying to figure out exactly what I wanted to do. But ideally, I want to do this class on the first Friday. Ooh, beef stroganoff. That's good. But I want to do it on the first Friday of the month, and I want to give you guys some inspiration. I'm going to feature a bundle or a stamp set, and I'm going to come up with about 3 to 4 projects that I'm going to show you guys. So you'll be able to watch this video again as many times as you want. I will have it on my blog at stampcampwithjen.com. And I will also have it on my YouTube channel. So if you decide you want to go back and make the projects, you're more than welcome to, and you'll be able to see the replay there on my blog and in my YouTube channel. Oh, Instant Pot. Man, you guys are cooking up a storm right now. Okay, so... And then the other thing with my class is that you have the option to earn the make and take packets for free. So I will have a class host code that's good through Tuesday. And if you make a $40 plus purchase using my class host code, you can earn the make and take packets for free. Or you can use my monthly host code if you place an order of $50 or more, and you can get my make and take packets and my free monthly gift, which this month is the Opal rounds. So 2 options there. And a little hint, there's going to be a clearance rack update on Tuesday, which is the last day that you can order to get the make and take packets for free. So that's just another way that you can kind of save and earn as much as you can with your money. So I would recommend waiting until Tuesday. Hop on early because all the big discount stuff goes fast. So if you want something and it's on sale, you got to get in there early or else it's gone in a flash. I've looked before, like when I wake up at 6 o'clock, and then I look back again at 7 and half the stuff is gone. So make sure that you get up early this upcoming Tuesday and get that get on that clearance rack and see what's there. So, and don't forget to use my host codes, because as long as you make that purchase and use my host code by Tuesday at midnight, I will mail you the make and take packets using the address that you used to place your order, and I will be shipping those out on Wednesday. So not a big turnaround time. You'll get them really quickly, and everything is cut and scored for you. All you'll need is the stamp set. Really, you only need the stamp set that we're using today. I recommend getting the bundle just because you get the 10% savings, but we only use 1 die, honestly. So if you're really in a pinch and you just want to get the stamp set, that's totally fine. So, all right, well, it looks like a few people have joined, so I'm going to go ahead and turn the camera around and we're going to get started, and I'm going to show you what we're working with tonight. So give me 1 second here. Let's flip the camera. All right, and I'll get my little light put on. This is It's not super bright, but you can kind of see what we're working with here. All right, so I'm sure you guys have probably guessed by the picture I posted in my newsletter and on my Facebook page, we are working with the Friends. Oh, I'm going to remove that for a minute. We're working with the Friends Are Like Seashells bundle. That's what we're working with today. So again, you get this at a 10% savings if you order the bundle. But if that's too much for you, you really just need the Friends Are Like Seashells stamp set, okay? Because the only die we are using in this class today is this little starfish. And you could really fussy cut it if you really wanted to. Okay, so for this class, if you're gonna get the make and take packets, really the only thing you're gonna need are the Friends Are Like Seashells stamp set or bundle. I highly recommend the bundle, and then we're gonna use crumb cake ink, So Saffron ink, and Melon Mambo ink, okay? That's what you need to have, and some sort of adhesive. And then I will supply everything else in the make and take packets, okay? All right, so for our first card, we're gonna make this cute, quick and easy card this uses some of the DSP, and we're just gonna punch this out, put some ribbon on it, some opal rounds, and we're done, okay? So, your card kit is going to have, let's get everything out of here. Okay. So we have Blushing Bride card base that's cut at 5.5 by 8.5 inches. I've already gone ahead and scored it and folded it in half. And then we're going to have Basic White that's cut at 4 by 5.25. This is going to be the inside, our card liner. Okay. And then I took the DSP and I already ran it through that Seashells embossing folder. I love that folder so much. It's so cute. So I just ran that through the embossing folder and, excuse me, and then we're just going to use that as our background here. So when I ran it through the folder, I like to keep the pink side towards the top and the other side towards the bottom. You'll notice, I think these are from like the same piece section of the DSP. I just cut it down, and then I just use the pink section and put it towards the top and the other color at the bottom. Okay, so now we are going to do a little stamping. So this circle is cut out from the 2-inch circle punch. This circle punch is retiring, so if you want to get this, if you don't have it yet, go ahead and get that before it retires for good. Okay. And I'll show you everything that's retiring that we're using today at the end too, so you don't forget. Okay, so first we're gonna stamp. We are gonna grab our Melon Mambo, and we're gonna do the sentiment, Friends Are Like Seashells. You collect them along the way. I might have to get that one out. I thought I got it out already. Let's see here. Okay. Tried to have as much as I could on blocks, but I only have so many blocks. All right, so I'm just gonna stamp this right in the middle. Even pressure, straight up and down. Cute. And then we're gonna close our Melon Mambo and we're gonna grab our crumb cake. And we're gonna use our little clamshell. So one thing I wanna note, in this stamp set, so there are 2 little clamshells right here. This smaller, more, it's not as inked up, I guess. It's a little more open. That's the one we're using for this card right now. Okay, so I'm gonna grab my crumb cake. And you could use Sahara Sand too if you have it. That's actually the coordinating color for this set, but I don't have Sahara Sand, so I grabbed crumb cake. It's pretty close, so. All right, so we're just gonna put that over the sentiment a little bit, kind of giving it a background. And then we are going to grab, I liked the fine art ribbon with this set. It kind of has that beachy feel, but it has a little bit of glam with that glimmer in the ribbon too. So I grabbed that one. And then what we're gonna do is we're just gonna tie a bow around our card here. And I'm gonna grab my tweezers. So I have these reverse tweezers. And they really help when you're trying to make a bow. They kind of give you like another hand to hold your ribbon in place when you need to. So we're just going to do it kind of towards the bottom here. And I'm going to use my tweezers and hold my little knot in place. I'm running out of ribbon, so that's why I didn't cut it first, but don't worry, I will definitely, I have ribbon in the mail. It's on the way from Stampin' Up. I just didn't get it in time for this class, but I will definitely have it ready in time to send your make and take packets out on Wednesdays, so don't worry about that. Okay, so then we'll cut ribbon a little bit, just trim it. Take my tweezers out. I'm gonna kind of tighten it just a smidge. It's a little big. Okay. And then we'll trim the ends here. Okay. Now we're going to grab some dimensionals, and I like to use a ton of dimensionals on the back of this thing, and we are going to adhere this to the front of our card. Anytime you tie a ribbon around a card base, I like to use dimensionals and kind of pop it up. If you try to just use like Stampin' Seal, sometimes because of the bulkiness of the ribbon behind your paper, it will kind of pop up off the card. So I'd rather just pop up the card anyway, or pop up the layer, so I don't have to worry about that happening. So, okay. There's lots of dimension and popping up in this card. So let me put that on the camera so you can see it. And then we're gonna pop our circle up on here as well. So a little trick I like to do anytime I'm popping something up over ribbon, I like to put the dimensionals on the top and bottom of where the ribbon is, so it kind of keeps the ribbon in place. So I'm going to put those right next to each other. And that way it doesn't really wiggle around, or it's not going to slide up and down on your card. So I'm just lining the edge of the circle along the edge of my card. Right there. Perfect. And then on the inside for our liner, I put a couple little of those clamshells on my liner, so I'm going to do that. Oh, actually, let's put our opals on first. Let's finish doing the front before we do that. So I have the Take Your Pick tool, and I'm just grabbing my little putty end here, and I am going to take my opal rounds and push. I'm going to try to. I think the opals it's a little harder to do, but we got it here. So I'm going to put the big one up here by this big shell, and then I'm going to grab the other one, and I'm going to put it down by the bow. And then I have two small ones I'm going to add as well. I'll put one kind of off center there, and one under the bow here. Okay. Easy peasy. So now we'll do the inside. We'll grab our crumb cake. Thank you, Diana. And we're gonna grab those clams that we used through the front, and we're just going to kind of make it look like they're talking to each other, I guess, on the little side there. You don't have to do that. I just thought it added a little something to it. So, and then I'm gonna take my seal on the back. And our first card is just about done. Easy peasy. It's so easy and so beautiful. I love that embossing folder so much. It really adds so much wow factor to it, especially with those little opals there. So that's the first one. Easy and quick, right? All right, so now we'll move on to our next card, second card in the class. Thanks, Mom. So this card is really cool because it uses this is all the same DSP. We're just taking a piece of DSP and we're cutting it corner to corner, and then we're flipping two of the sides over so that you get to see both sides of that beautiful DSP. I saw another demonstrator do that, and I thought, how genius is that? That's really cool. So, All right, so in our packet for this one, let's grab everything out of here. I'm gonna try to put my opals somewhere off to the side so I don't lose it, but we are using these shapes from the Stitch So Sweetly dies. So that's where I got those. I have Melon Mambo and Basic White, and then my 2 opal pieces that I'm gonna put to the side. And then you're gonna have Sahara Sand cut at 5.5 by 8.5. And then you're gonna have 2 pieces of 4 by 5.25 basic white cardstock. One is the liner for the inside of the card, and one is the base for the DSP piece, okay? And then the DSP is cut at 3 3/4 by 5 inches. Moms are the best support. Yes, they are, Diana. You are correct. My mom is one of my biggest supporters. Between her and my husband is a pretty big supporter as well. Even though he doesn't get crafting as much, he still supports me and acts like he's very interested. All right, and then this is what we're gonna do for our inside. We're gonna stamp this little sand dollar and the sand for the liner, okay? So for the DSP, you are actually gonna cut this if you get the make and take packets, but I'm gonna show you how to do it real quick here. So we're just gonna get our paper trimmer, and what we're gonna do is we're going to take point to point and line them up in the track of the trimmer. Okay, point to point, you can see that, right? Let me make sure. Yes, I think you can see that. Okay, and then cut it on the diagonal, okay? Now you're gonna rotate it so that the other corners are in the track, and make sure that that paper corner is lined up as well so that you get an even cut, okay? So corner to corner, hold that paper in place and cut, okay? I think I did it right, yep. It's always nerve-wracking, but it's a really cool result, so. And then what I did for mine was I just flipped, when you're looking at it horizontally, I flipped the top and the bottom so that it's that blue color. And then you have more of the big design on the sides there, so. All right, so I'm gonna try to keep this relatively in one place. And then, so you grab one of your basic white pieces, it doesn't matter which one. And then like I said, we're just gonna line this up. So you have a little bit of a border all the way around, just a teensy bit. And I'm gonna use liquid glue for this just because I need that time for it to have a little bit of wiggle room. And we're gonna have this one over here. And we're gonna have this piece here. I like to put it on the paper first, just so I can kind of get an idea of where it should be before I lay it down. So, all right, so some liquid glue and a light application. And then we're gonna flip that on there. Okay, just a little bit of a border. So if you kind of center it along your border, just so you have that little lip, you should be good. Okay, a little bit here. Can't really see what I'm doing there. All right. So again, I'm just kind of lining it up and centering it from the corner to the corner, giving it a little bit of a border there. Okay, and tip to tip, you'll see those points in the middle there should line up too. Okay, then we'll flip this over. I'll put a little bit of glue. Okay, and again, you should have a little bit peeking out of that white in between the DSP there. If you're joining me a little late, don't worry, you can always watch the replay later on my Facebook page, and I will be posting it on my Stamp Camp with Jen website either later tonight or tomorrow morning, and it will also be on my YouTube channel, so you'll be able to rewatch it there as well. So don't fret. We're on our second card right now. See, we got that wiggle room. That really helps get everything in place. There we go. And since I use glue, I always like to rub my fingers over everything to make sure there's no bubbles or anything in the glue. I try not to put too much glue on. You want a nice even layer of glue, okay? All right, so now, this is gonna go right on there, okay? So let's go ahead, I'm gonna take my stamp and seal here. And I don't know why, I always do like a box around and then I do like a diagonal in the middle. I guess I'm always worried it's gonna bubble up in the middle if I don't adhere it. Make sure you have the opening in the right position. I don't know how many times I've adhered something the wrong way, and so now I'm paranoid that I'm gonna do that, and I always double check where the opening of my card is. So, okay, so then for our sentiment, we're gonna do a little stamping with our white piece here, and first I'm gonna stamp the sentiment, "You are unique and completely amazing." I love that set. This set has so many great sentiments in it. I really like it. Okay, so let's get that one out. And I am gonna clean all my stamps later. Hopefully it doesn't make my fingers all inky when I'm transferring everything. All right, so grab our Melon Mambo here, and we're just gonna ink it up. Make sure our sentiment's going in the right direction. That would be helpful, I think. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna center that best we can in the middle here. Even pressure straight up and down, good. And then we're gonna take our little sand dollar and we're gonna ink him up, but we are gonna stamp off once before stamping onto the paper. So let's see here. So I'm going to put this on a little scrap piece here. So I'm gonna stamp off, and then I'm gonna kind of stamp off the corner there. So one more time, I'll make sure you can see that. I'm gonna stamp off, and then I'm gonna stamp on the bottom corner down here, like so. See, just like that. So you have that one. So then, to fill it up just a little bit more, I'm gonna use the little sand stamp that comes with this, and I'm gonna grab my crumb cake ink. And let me make sure. Okay, so there's this little stamp set. It's got, let's see if you can see it there. It's got a bunch of little dots on it, basically. It's like sand. So we're gonna ink it up in crumb cake, stamp off once, and then I'm just gonna kind of fill in the white space at the top, stamp off once, and fill in this white space down here. Isn't that cute? I really like that. I don't know, I thought that was fun. All right, so now for this one, we are going to center it in the middle here. You can use liquid glue or stamp and seal. I'm partial to stamp and seal. I use liquid glue if I know I need something to wiggle around, but I like stamp and seal for the quickness. I am very impatient, as my mother knows. She'll say, "You're just like your father, you're so impatient." But it's true. I don't have patience, so I don't like to wait for things to dry or anything like that. Okay, so the tip for this, when you want to center this, is looking at these corners here. Make sure that these corners are centered from top to bottom in your little square here. So once you kind of see that they're centered, that's how you know you're in the right spot. Okay, and we'll grab our dimensionals. We're gonna pop this up. And I probably should have put my opals on first, but that's okay. We will do that later. And I use a lot of dimensionals. I love them. I can't help it. I'm always worried that it's gonna pucker or something. I want it to be flat when it's popped up, so I like to use a lot of dimensionals. All right, so kind of center as best we can. That's good. Okay, now again, we'll take our little putty piece, and you'll have 2 opals in your kit, the big ones from the opal rounds, and we'll just put one there. And And now it's stuck to my board. Okay, so now I need to use the little spatula piece. Come on. No. Okay, there we go. I'll put it right there. Okay, so now we're gonna decorate the liner and the inside. So if you look at my original card, I put the little sand dollar and the sand there. So we're gonna do that too. Oh, hi, Sue Stefan. Welcome. You're not late. We're just on our second card, but that's okay. No, I'm just kidding. You can, like I told a couple other people, you can rewatch this. I will have it on my, obviously on my Facebook page, it'll be on there, but it'll also be on my blog either tonight or tomorrow and on my YouTube channel. So don't worry at all. I'm just so happy that you joined us. It's great. Okay, so for the liner, we're just gonna stamp, I don't know why I have this scrap paper right now. We're gonna stamp our little starfish, or sand dollar, excuse me. And then that's in Melon Mambo. And then we're gonna grab our crumb cake for our sand. And I'm gonna stamp off and then stamp right next to it. So it gives it more of like a muted look. And you could put a sentiment on the inside too if you wanted to. I just wanted the little decoration at the bottom and that was it. You don't even really have to do that if you don't want to. I just thought it was something kind of fun. So we'll put that on the inside here. Both Sues are here, Sue and Sue. Little Sue and Korean Sue. That's how I keep you guys separated when I'm talking about you to our friends. All right, so there's card number 2. Cute, right? Fun, easy. That's such a cool technique. I really like that, and I hope you do too. Okay, another card, our third card for today's class is this fun fold that I actually recently saw Rhonda Wade do this. She's another demonstrator. She did this on like a Facebook that she had. She did it with the snailed suite, but I thought it was a really cool fun fold, and I redesigned it with this seashell suite. So it lifts up, and then you have your little card. You can write your message on the inside there. So, all right, so we're gonna go ahead and get started with that. So in the packet, again, we're using those Stitch So Sweetly dies. These are the little scalloped frames that come in there. This is the second to largest one. Okay. So you'll have that. This is about 1 yard of the twine from the Snailed It twine combo pack. It's a Blushing Bride twine. And then you're gonna have a Blushing Bride card base that's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And we have a basic white card base that's 4 by 5 1/4. Then we have a strip of Blushing Bride that's 2 3/4 by 6, and it's scored at 5 1/4 at the top up here. And then the DSP is 2 1/2 by 6 inches, scored at 5 1/4. And again, all these measurements will be on my blog. Okay, so let's go ahead, and I'm just gonna put I'm gonna go ahead and fold these score lines here. And then what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna line the score lines up right on top of each other, because these papers are the exact same length. They just have a little bit of the Blushing Bride peeking out on the left and the right of it, okay? So let's go ahead and adhere those together. Oh, I think my seal is running out. I gotta grab my other one. Yep. Okay. And again, just line that up. I'll make sure you guys can see what I'm doing here. There we go. Line it up edge to edge on the top and the bottom. Just make sure there's a little bit peeking out on the left and the right there. Good. So those score lines will match up at the top just like that. Okay? And then what we're gonna do is we're actually going to adhere this piece to the basic white. You're just gonna lay that flap over. I'm gonna put some Terran tape on the back just to make sure that's not going anywhere, okay? You can use liquid glue too if you want, just something that's really strong and that's really gonna hold and make sure that's not going anywhere. Liquid glue would be fine. And I like to use this little spatula piece to pull that tear and take backing off. But okay, so we're just lining this up. Here, let me move my camera a little bit. We're just lining this up so that little flap is right in the center there. And then I'm gonna push that flap over and hold it tight. And then we're just gonna put a bunch of adhesive on the back here. And we're gonna center this in the middle of our Blushing Bride card base. Oops. Hopefully evenly and not at an angle like I just did, but all right. So now we need to stamp our little sentiment here. First, I'm gonna actually put the ribbon on while I'm assembling things real quick. So what I like to do is I'm gonna leave a little bit of a tail over on the left-hand side, and then I'm gonna wrap this around I'm gonna wrap it around twice, I think. There we go. And then we are going to tie a bow. Easy peasy. And again, I'm gonna grab those reverse tweezers I have. I like to use those to hold my, hold my knot in place while I'm tying my bow. Oh, thanks, Sue. I'm glad you like this. It's like we have virtual stamp camp right now. All my stamp camp ladies are joining me, and some other new ladies from afar. I like this. I like when I can talk with you guys all online. I think that's really cool. All right, here we go. It's our little ribbon here. And then try not to fuss with it too much. Maybe I put too much in that pack, but that's okay. Just trim the tails. All right. So that's the basics, right? So now we just need to decorate this piece, and then we're gonna pop it up right there. So for the decoration, we're gonna use this big shell in the So Saffron. And actually first, I'm gonna stamp the sentiment first, and we're gonna stamp everything to kind of fill in that white space. So we're gonna get this Love You to the Beach and Back. And we're gonna get our Melon Mambo out again. I really like this color. I'm partial to pink though. I love any pink color. They're all my favorite. All right, so we're just gonna stamp that in the top left-hand corner, even, straight up and down, even pressure. Okay, and then we're gonna grab our So Saffron, and we're gonna get that big, what is that, a conch shell, conch shell, I guess. I don't think it's conch, that's how it's spelled, but I don't think that's how you say it. Conch shell. I don't know. All right, and then we're just gonna center it so that the edges, the top edge hits that top right hand. Let me make sure you guys can see. I feel like my lighting is kind of off. Maybe that helps a little bit. Okay, so you just want that top corner to hit the inside top corner of the stitching there. Even pressure, straight up and down. Cute. If I do say so myself. Ha ha ha. That's what my son would say. If you do say so yourself, Mom. All right, and then we're gonna grab this little, what did I do with him? Oh, here it is. So now there's the other little clam that's a little more detailed. That's the one that we're gonna use on this card. And we are gonna take our crumb cake again, and we're just gonna ink that up and just kind of stamp a couple of them in here, every which way. Oh no! Oh, whew. That was almost really bad, guys. That's what happens on Facebook Lives. It's really real. All right, we're gonna stamp off our sand and kind of fill in the gaps on the bottom here, going all the way around the bottom, just like that. Okay, close up our ink pad so we don't have another possible mishap. And that's the little sentiment piece, and then we're just gonna center it towards the bottom, and we're gonna pop that up right there. Okay, so grab some more dimensionals. Let's see. I feel like I'm running out of them. Nope, they're everywhere. Just kidding. Okay, so we're going to kind of do it towards the center because we have that little bit that hangs off. So we don't want it to adhere to our card base. We want it to be able to open up. So we're just going to put 4 in the center there. And a little bit from the bottom, center that. And that's it. Cute, right? And then you have your little flap. That's a little fun fold for you. All right, so that was card number 3. So now our last project is a 3D project. So this is our 3D project. Isn't that adorable? We're using these clear tiny treat boxes that unfortunately are retiring. I'm so sad about that. I love these things. They've been around for a little bit, but there's just so many things you can do with them. But these fit a little Yankee candle. That's what we're putting in these today. And if you get the make and take packets, I will be including this little votive for your 3D project. So it'll be all ready to go when you put it together at home. So with this, this is the one project that I use the die for, but like you can see, you could really fussy cut that if you wanted to. It's up to you, but we're also using the classic label punch, which is also retiring. And then this uses the 1.5 circle punch, which is also retiring. So a lot of retiring things in this project, but I really wanted to show you guys so that you could see how fabulous this is and get a chance to see how I use it. And if you really need these or decide that you need these items, you could get them with your purchase when you get your make and take packet. So I really love this little project. I think it would be great for any kind of thank you, but really for a beach wedding favor. If you were going to somebody's beach wedding or they needed ideas, I think that would be perfect. So all right, so let's go ahead and get started with that. So this is how the little packet will come, and I will fold the little paper here, but that's okay. It's gonna match up with your little treat box perfectly. So this strip is 1.5 by 9 inches long, okay? And then first what we're gonna do is we are going to take this little clear film that comes on the treat boxes off, and then we're gonna fold all of our little score lines on the boxes and put the box together. Okay. So for the bottom, let's see. Let's have a heck of a time trying to remember. So you put these little flaps inward, and then the little points come towards the bottom, and then, is that right? Yeah. Maybe that's not right. I always forget how to put these in. I think that's right. And then you kind of put this through. Oh my goodness, I just did this the other day. Why do I always have a hard time with this? Well, I'm going to take this one off and look at it. And the little points. Oh, I think we put the little points, see? Maybe that's why they're retiring, is because it's a little tricky. Put the little points towards the top. All right. No. Oh my goodness. I just did this the other day. I don't know why that's not helping you guys want to get this, I'm sure. Oh, duh. I'm doing it wrong, silly. Okay, so you take this little short piece and you put it in the center there, and then you take the little points and put it over the top. There we go. I think that's right. All right. The directions are in my little bag here. I guess I could take those out to make sure that I'm doing it the right way. Oh, no, I didn't even do that right. Okay, it says, with this box open like this, you take this piece and fold it over, and then you fold these little sides over, and then, like I did it originally, that's how you do it. Okay. And then it comes together just like that. So one more time, because I messed it up, I want to show you guys one more time. Okay. So take this piece that has the opening and fold it down. Take the little side pieces, fold those over, and then the little short flap goes through the middle and goes underneath like that. And that's how the bottom goes for the box, okay? So then we're gonna take, I have, these smell so good, and I thought they were so cute for beach. So pink sands and this coconut island my son actually picked out when we went to Yankee Candle this weekend. I love the way this one smells. It doesn't really smell really strong like coconut. It almost smells like coffee or a pastry or something. I don't know. I didn't really think it smelled a ton like a beach, but it smells good, whatever the actual smell is. It doesn't smell like sand or anything, but my son really loves sand, or not sand, but like beach smells and stuff like that. So, all right, so as you see, when I put this in the little make and take packet, I tried to kind of center it over where the top would be to make a crease so that you can kind of use that as a guide. And we're going to just take this DSP and kind of fold it around the edges of the box there, and then on the bottom we're going to put a little bit of seal or glue. I'm going to use seal just because, like I said, I'm impatient. So I'm just going to take a little bit of seal on the edge here, and I am going to wrap it around and flip this over that seal and put it in place there, okay? And then we'll do our decorating. So I can go ahead, I'm just going to keep that circle out. So if you notice, the circle is actually that same starfish DSP that we're using. I just flipped it over and used my 1.5 inch circle punch to cut out that pink circle. I thought it was really pretty. So for this piece, we're going to use our little starfish stamp, and I'm going to use my So Saffron ink. Can get rid of that. My So Saffron, and we're just going to stamp a little star. So cute. I love this set. I've always liked beachy things. And then we're going to use our little star die here. And I've got my little mini embossing stamp and cut emboss machine. I love this thing when I'm working at my desk and I just sit here and die cut a bunch of stuff out. It's really, really great for little projects, or I don't know. I have the bigger one too, which I do enjoy, but I like being able, I'm lazy. I like to be able to sit down and die cut and not have to get up and go somewhere else. Unfortunately, the die cutting, the magnetic plate still isn't available. We haven't heard any updates recently, but as soon as I find out anything, I will be sure to let you guys know. I really do try to make sure to give you guys updates as much as I can as soon as I know, because I know I would want to know. I would want people to tell me. So, all right, so we're gonna put that little die there. So I'm just using a piece of washi tape to hold it in place, and then we'll use our little machine. And we have our little starfish. He's so cute. All right. There we go. And now we are going to pop him up, I'm just gonna take one dimensional and I can find it. There we go. Actually, I want to do my sentiment first, so let's do that. So I'm going to grab the thank you. There's a tiny little thank you that comes in this set, and we're going to put that on this piece here. So now you can, if you don't have the punches, you can make the little banner pendant pieces by hand by just cutting in with your scissors and then angling it. But I really don't like to do it that way. It kind of drives me crazy if I don't get it just right. I got that from my mother. Love you, Mom, but I definitely got that from you. I want it to be just so. I want it to be perfect. So what I'm doing is I'm just taking this thank you. This is that classic label punch that's retiring. I flipped it upside down so I could see my sentiment, and I'm just punching that out. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the edge here and we're gonna, from the outside in, line it up and punch. And that's what makes your little banner there. And I actually need to snip off just a little bit more. Just like that. Oh, so cute. And then we'll do that on the other side. Just line the top and bottom up. And that's that. So cute. Okay, now we'll assemble that little sentiment on the front there. So we're gonna take our box and we're gonna put, I'm using the little flap where it opens and closes. I'm decorating it there, but you could, if you didn't want that little flap to show, you could flip it over, but I like it. To me, that's the front, so that's why I'm doing it right there. So I'm just going to take a little bit of seal, oops, and center that circle in the middle. Okay, and then we are going to, I did pop this up. So I have a couple of mini dimensionals. You can use minis, or you could just cut a big one in half. That would be totally fine too. But I have some little mini dimensionals that I can pop on here. Come on, there we go. And I'm just gonna put that right at the bottom of that circle, kind of line it up along the edge of the bottom of the circle. And then I'm gonna put a regular dimensional in the back of this starfish, and I want him to kind of look like he's standing on the thank you. So I'm gonna line up the bottom feet there. Oops, preferably centered. There we go. Cute. And then the last little piece here, if hopefully I have enough of this ribbon. Like I said, I'm running out, but we're taking more of that fine art ribbon, and mine's out actually. So I'm just going to show you here. So I just took the fine art ribbon and I wrapped it all the way around my box, and I tied a bow on the top. So sorry, I ran out before I could show you for this class, but that's all I did was I just took a piece of ribbon, wrapped it on the top, and tied a bow. And that's really the last thing you need to do for this, and that's done. So once again, just to show you guys everything that we made today, I do a little recap of our cards. So first we did this beautiful friends are like seashells. You collect them along the way. We used our seashell 3D embossing folder. I had that embossed already. We popped it up, put a little sentiment on there and our bow. Then we used this DSP to make like a fun background here for our second card. And then we did our fun fold, which was really cool. And then I'll line these up so you can see everything. And then we did our little votive treat holder thank you here. So, all right, guys. Well, I really hope you enjoyed this class. Like I said, I will be posting this later tonight or tomorrow morning, and I will have the host codes. You can either use my class host code and just get the make and take packets with a $40 or more purchase, or if you bump your order up to $50 and use my monthly host code, you can get the Opal rounds, which is my free gift, and the make and take packets for this class. Any orders from now through Tuesday, April 13th at midnight will qualify, and I will mail these out Wednesday to the address used to place your order. So, and don't forget, Tuesday is a clearance rack update. So make sure you get up early, get in and place your orders. And make sure to use those host codes so I can send you these packets and you can make this on your own. Okay, guys, well, the next class, they will be the first Friday from now on. So the next class will be Friday, May 7th, and I'll have a fun little class for you guys then. So thank you so much for stopping by. I really hope you enjoyed it. And if you have any questions at all, feel free to contact me. Let me know what you thought of the class. I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. And until next time, stay safe, happy stamping, and have a great weekend. Bye, guys.